and see how we can make some ducats this week. All right, so kind of the beginning of a new month, right? So we start there. Let's take a look, quick little gander at the monthly chart. We can see that we had major push down, right? Major continuation, but ultimately last month was able to close bullish. So there was a ton of buyers interested in buying up the market once we had roughly, from this point, if we were to say the push down started somewhere in here, a $4,000 or $5,000 discount, that doesn't suck, right? So if we were to kind of just go from here to here, you can see that there was like a 62% retracement. So almost way better than a 50% discount on overall on this move here for like the past 3 years. So just kind of paying attention to that and everything. It was almost a perfect 62 tap. Pay attention to that. It's obvious that buyers would kind of kick in somewhere between this 50% and the 62 level. Also pair that with some, support levels on the monthly. So it makes sense why we would kind of get some bullish price action after that. Now on the weekly, it starts to get a little clearer what, may be happening. So marked off these weekly support levels. So we had one over here, one here, two here, or one level, but two, reactions off of it. And then we have a level up here. So after this big push down and everything, we closed through this level with this candle bearish. Next candle closed bullish above the zone. That's a rejection pattern typically. Then reacted off of this level, came back to retest, just basically tapped this level perfectly one last time, pushed through, tapped the bottom of this level up here, pushed through. So if that pattern kind of continues, we should see a push down for it to potentially come back and retest the bottom of this level, maybe dip into some daily levels before trying to continue back up. One thing we do have to note though on the daily is that we're approaching the 200 EMA. And so we had a breakthrough finally, stayed below. Now we're approaching that level again. So that's one thing to pay attention to. We could react bearishly off of that, pair that with this daily fair value gap here. So you have daily fair value gap with right above it the 200 EMA. That could make for a bearish move, a bearish impulsive move that could catch some people off guard. But keep in mind, we do have this weekly level here where we could come and touch the back of this or the bottom of this zone here. But also we do have this daily gap that hasn't been filled yet. So that's one thing to pay attention to as well. And, as we're taking a look at all of this, anything can happen. And so you'll use price action at the New York Open to help you better decipher what's going on. Because even though if we're ultimately heading in a certain direction, it doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately. Price will still make plays that are contrary to that trend. So sometimes you got to just be able to decipher market volume, market price action, all that fun stuff to be able to catch the move. We do have some levels that haven't retested yet down here that line up with some stuff. So we have this level right here that hasn't retested yet. We broke through. It looks like it's trying to retest right now. So we'll see if closer to New York session, if we hold and get some price action that shows we want to continue up. We also have a level here that hasn't retested yet. And it also lines up on our 4-hour level. So we'll be watching that level. But ultimately this week, it's kind of hard to call. Like there's no clear bullish or bearish. We do have let's see, what is that? The 50 EMA on the weekly. We closed under it. And then also on the daily, we have that 200 EMA. And so we could see a bearish impulsive move this week. And we also have this gap that hasn't filled yet. So there's a lot of different things that could happen this week. Let's see, there we go. So I would say just be super careful and look for, I would say look at the 4-hour chart to give you way more confirmation of just what the market's looking to do, because before it starts trending on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, it starts trending on those lower time frames first. Obviously the 1 minute, it starts trending there, so on the first it starts to really move on, but you can get lost in the sauce on that one for sure. Like, it's too zoomed in. So I'd say the hourly, the 4 hour, the daily, they give us the best confirmation to be able to make something happen. So we'll be paying attention, and the main levels to pay attention to for this week is going to be if we're able to hold this 20,073 level. Let's see, make sure that's it. I guess 20,050. Yeah, 20,050 through 19,900 essentially. That's going to be a very important level, as this was that weekly level that held up, or that broke. So we'll have to see how it reacts. It could, pop down here, then pop up, and finally break through. A lot of things can happen this week, but just pay attention to these levels. These are going to be our 4 hour levels to really let us know what the market wants to do. But thanks for hanging out with me for this weekly outlook, and you guys have a great trading week.